Excel or Google Sheets, which one is easier to use? Today I'm going to show you how to do the same thing in both of them, and then you can tell me which one you like best. This is part 5 of Back to School Bootcamp for Spreadsheets. To add columns on Google Sheets, you're going to select the amount of columns you want, right click, and then say insert to the left or the right of the columns that you started the selection with. Here I'm going to put a first name column next to a last name column. You could just copy and paste the first name and the last name into each one of those columns, but who has time for that? Google Sheets is actually pretty smart, and if you start typing the name, it will figure out what you're trying to do, and it will suggest a formula to do that. Now, let's say I added a new column for year on this spreadsheet. In order to format it, yeah, I could select it and format it how I did all the other columns, but why bother? I can also copy the formatting of the column to the left of it. You're going to use the paint feature for that. I want to format the numbers as actual numbers. So I am going to select the column, and then at the very top, I am going to hit number in the formatting section of the ribbon. Now, every time you select a number, it will add the decimals. And then there are a couple buttons next to it that you can use to remove or add decimals to a number. Don't forget to like, share, and save this video for later. Now let's do what we just did in Google Sheets, but let's do it in Excel so you can see a little bit of the difference between the two of them. First, you do not have the option of inserting a column to the left or the right, but to insert a column is just the same. Right click on a column or select two in this case because I want to add two, and then you do first and last name. Excel is not as smart as Google Sheets, so I'm going to teach you a really simple function that you can use to split text. This is going to work as long as you have something that delimits the text you want to split. On the spreadsheet that we have here, there's a space between the first and the last name. So I'm going to use the text split formula and say cell B3 is the cell I'm trying to split. And then I am going to split anytime there's a space. You want to be careful with this formula if you have multiple instances of that delimiter to make sure that you have room to the right of your columns. Otherwise, your formula is not going to work. Once you have the formula done in one row, it's very easy to replicate that into the other rows. There are a couple ways that you can do that. You can select the cell and then hover your mouse to the bottom right corner where the plus sign is going to show. Then click and drag your mouse until whatever row it is that you want to do that. But if you prefer, you can just copy the cells and paste into the other rows. Either way works. In Excel, to format the column, the same formatting as a different column is exactly the same as in Google Sheets. You're going to select the column you want to copy the formatting from, and then click on the column you want to transfer that formatting to. Now, to format to numbers in Excel, the easiest way to do is to select the cells you want to format as number, and then there's this little bar in the ribbon that says General. You are going to click on that and say you want to format as number. And the same thing happens in Excel as it did in Google Sheets. The decimal showed up. There are a couple of icons right below that bar where you select the number that you can toggle between more or less decimals. Let me know in the comment section below, what did you learn about Excel or Google Sheets today?